The Rapture. Hello everyone. I think some of you already know who I'm talking about based on the title of the video. I usually don't talk about bands and artists because a lot has been out on the internet about them. But I found this topic so out of left field that I had to do a video about it. Let me start at the very end, which is in 1993. In 1993, at the age of 27, Rick Astley retires from the music business. This wasn't about artistic differences. He just got sick of the seamy side of music, that is business, and was trying to raise a family. If you wiki or Google his history, you will understand that. Fair enough. Imagine retiring at 27. At 27, my career, in quotation marks, in architecture had barely begun, for a weekly wage that was so small I couldn't remember it. And this dude has enough to retire and not really worry about having a job. That's to his credit. I was not a big fan of Rick Astley. Yeah, I knew some of his songs, and probably danced to them in my youth, but that was it. Given he had a nice crooner voice that didn't quite fit his looks, but none of his songs are on my playlist. I have some pop artists like George Michael, but no Rick Astley. Without meaning to be offensive or derogatory, his music was just not my kind of music. Yes, I have dance songs. I have Alicia Bridges and the Emotions, but sorry, no Rick Astley. That doesn't mean that his songs aren't good. They're just not in my headspace. In short, just not my taste. I hope you understand. From 1993, we jump 14 years to 2007, the start of Rick rolling. I was only vaguely aware of this because work and family were taking the most of my time. And I do remember that 2007 was not a very good year for me. I don't know exactly when memes had become a legit form of entertainment, but I didn't pay much attention to it. And no, I had never been rickrolled. It's not a good idea to click on links that we don't know anything about. A fun fact though, in one talk show, Rick Astley said that his daughter sat him down and told him that rickrolling had nothing to do with Rick Astley. Sure, his song was used, but this was someone else's stunt. Being the humble and uncomplicated chap that he was, he understood. But even then, surely this rickrolling stunt kept Rick Astley in the global consciousness. And by 2021, that song, oh, we all know that song. That song hit 1 billion views on YouTube. One of only 4 1980s songs, the others being Billie Jean, Take On Me by Aha, and Sweet Child of Mine. Not only that, the Rick was able to use rickrolling for his own stunts, rickrolling in person, which was a cute thing to do, meaning that he took the time and effort to reshape the meme into his own gimmick. By 2007, during the rickrolling thing, Rick Astley was back in music, and I didn't know that he got out of his retirement until I had to do research for this video. This illustrates how far off the back of my head Rick Astley was. So far into this video, there isn't anything special, at least in my universe. We fast forward to 2023, specifically Glastonbury 2023. The Rick plays several sets, and obviously some of the sets are his own songs, both old and new. His new songs are similar to his old songs, from my ears, catchy dance and pop songs. However, on some sets, he did several songs belonging exclusively to one band. I can't show you the video because of a possible copyright strike, but I can play the song because it's a cover. Here it is.
Take me out tonight, where there's music and there's people and the young and right. Drive me in your car. I never want to go home because I haven't got
In Glastonbury, he played full sets that were exclusively songs from the Smiths. In all, he did 16 songs from that band. Yes, you heard that right. 16 songs. Now, the Smiths is something I know a little more about. Of course, the Rick had to play This Charming Man and How Soon Is Now. And you can hear from the short clip that the crowd really, really liked it. Aside from his voice, he knows how to connect to the crowd. Whether the song is Never Gonna Give You Up or How Soon Is Now, the Smiths back in the 80s was not an easy band to like. The music was spectacular, but the penchant for homoerotic innuendos, double entendres, and extremely depressing songs was not easy to digest. Please, 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 let me get what I want. Lord knows it'll be the first time. Or heaven knows I'm miserable now. Or this man said it's gruesome that someone so handsome should care. Or hand in glove, the sun shines from out behind. Even in spite of Morrissey's flamboyant gayness, or gay flamboyance, this was backed up by Johnny Marr's guitar brilliance and the solid punch of the rest of the band. The Smiths' brilliance is 3 equal parts Morrissey, Johnny Marr, and the rest of the band. Let me digress a bit without throwing my hat into the rainbow ring. The year is 1984-1985 and I'm in college. And as a senior, I'm talking to a junior and we're both guitarists and we're talking about songs to play. And he makes a manifesto that his band will not play any song from anyone who wasn't straight. I took that as weird because I liked the Culture Club and Freddie Mercury and I surely wasn't going to stop liking them just because they had sexual preferences different from my own. So for me, good music was good music, regardless of the mental state, politics, sexual quirks, and attitude of the artist. Yeah, at that time, for a moment I gave it a thought, and I decided that a good song was a good song. So the Smiths were one of the bands that I really liked. Anywho, the Rick and the band Blossoms played all those songs with an endearing respect for the Smiths and their music. No ad-libs, no deviations, just an innocent, faithful rendition of the Smiths. It was like we were hearing songs from the record, but it was Rick Astley singing. How weird is that? Anywho, they were a very capable Smiths tribute band, if you will. That's a lot to say considering that even Morrissey or Johnny Marr play their hits differently when they play live after they had split up. Well, not the Rick. Not only did he play the songs without sounding satirical or condescending, he did the typical Morrissey antics like swinging the mic and flailing his arms. The Rick and the Blossoms played the songs with the intent of homage to celebrate a band, its songs, and the era of the 80s. And I was surprised to find out that the crowd literally knew all the songs. You could barely hear Rick's vocals in the songs because the audience took it like a mob sing-along, which for concerts isn't a bad thing. And Morrissey was thrilled that the Rick covered his songs. That much was said in a social media post. I didn't recognize most of the bands who played in Glastonbury, but in my head, Glastonbury 2023 was all about the Rick. Yes, Elton John made this his retirement concert, but the Rick caught my attention. Alright, for this video, I did some research. I know some of the bands, both old and new, like Elton John, as I've said, Royal Blood, The Pretenders, Queens of the Stone Age, Arctic Monkeys, Cat Stevens, The Hives, Lana Del Rey, Guns N' Roses, and Thundercat. But what the Rick did at Glastonbury got me. After some digging, he also played AC/DC's Highway to Hell at the same venue, singing and playing the drums at the same time, which is no easy feat. Years ago, during the lockdown, he published a cover of Everlong on his channel.
Sometimes you just have to find a song that's going to lift your spirits and put you in another place. And I've been doing that a lot recently with music. And one of the bands I always go to, believe it or not, is Foo Fighters. So here we go. Here's my version of a song of theirs called Everlong. Hello, waited here for you ever long. Tonight I throw myself into out of her head she sang.
So while the man is rooted in pop and dance music, he knows how to rock and he understands the psyche of rock. He gets it. Having a crooner voice, it's easy for him to do classics like My Girl, Vincent, Ain't No Sunshine, and Close to You. But for him to venture out to the Smiths, AC/DC, and Foo Fighters means that he has an open mind on what good music is. In 1987, I danced to his music with mild tolerance. I barely knew and understood what Rick rolling was about in 2007. But in 2023, with a full set of the Smiths, he blew me away. He seems to be a simple, grounded chap who likes music. Let's call it luck that he likes the songs that I also like. For someone of his popularity, he's much less self-absorbed than most artists of his ilk and doesn't seem to take himself too seriously. But he does take his music seriously. It's a bit hard to set one's ego aside and play someone else's song like he was nobody and just doing covers. And for that strange plot twist of his career in playing 16 songs of the Smiths, in a way, I dare say, was as good as the original band. For whatever it's worth, he has gained my respect. So now, are any of his songs on my playlist? Still no. But I've subscribed to his YouTube channel and I'll be watching closely. So I share with you the Rick Rapture. Go watch his videos, especially the covers. If you like music, most probably you like them too. Due to copyright issues, I can't show the videos, but I've attached most of the links of the videos on the description. Go knock yourself out. It's a little hard these days to find music played with no ego, no posturing, no expectations, and no politics or social message. Just good music played as best as possible and for the fun of it. Give the Rick a shot. If you watch the Glastonbury videos and his covers, you will find so many comments that echo my own thoughts, which is, to quote very loosely, I thought that Rick Astley from way back was this lame dance music guy with a good voice. But because of Glastonbury 2023, or his recent covers, he has earned my newfound respect. In a little way, there is hope in the world. Finally, a video without my face on it. Thank the stars. Thank you for watching and I hope to see you again on my next video.